Some people dream under the night sky. Today's speaker builds what goes into it. Mr. Tushar Jadhav, co-founder and CEO of Manastu Space and an IIT Bombay alumnus, rose from a humble background to become a DRDO scientist before stepping out to build for the nation. With co-founder Ashtesh Kumar, he launched Manastu Space to make space safer and greener. Their breakthrough propulsion system, Vyom 2U, tested on ISRO's POEM-4, delivers 60% cost savings using non-toxic, sustainable fuel. Under his leadership, Manastu has grown into a global platform, advancing in-orbit servicing technologies across the US, Europe and Asia. The mission is set, the engines are ready, and the countdown begins now. Please welcome Mr. Tushar Jadhav.
Huge round of applause for this.
Behind every powerful technology is powerful thinking. Let us welcome Mr. Rajeev Singh, Managing Director of BenQ India and South Asia, leading one of the world's foremost technology and consumer electronics companies. With over 30 years of experience, he has played a pivotal role in scaling global technology brands and strengthening BenQ's presence across India, driving growth across multiple product categories in a fast-moving market. An alumnus of Harvard Business School, he blends global insight with sharp execution. A technology enthusiast at heart and a passionate traveler by spirit, always exploring what's next. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Rajeev Singh.
May I request Mr. Vishnu Jaju, our very own Joint Managing Director, Shriji Polymers Private Limited, to please escort our speakers to for the session, Mr. Tushar Jadhav, co-founder and CEO, Manastu Space Technologies Pvt. Limited, and Mr. Rajeev Singh, Managing Director, BenQ India Pvt. Limited. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Mr. Anant Agarwal, CEO, Abestro, for a floral welcome of Mr. Tushar Jadhav. I request Mr. Mohit Nagori, Director, Oswal Infosystems, for presenting a memento to Tushar Jadhav, sir. I request Abhilash Pillai, sir, CEO, Apollo Hospital, to do a floral welcome, Mr. Rajeev Singh. I also request Mr. R.S. Patil, MD, Deccan Group, to give a memento to Mr. Rajeev Singh. Udyamen hi siddhyanti karyani na manorathe. Success comes through efforts, not mere intentions. From Earth to orbit, India's space ambitions are being powered by vision and innovation. Innovation is also about building intellectual ecosystems on Earth. Both the speakers on the stage will take us towards this very own journey of Earth to orbit. I hand over my mic to Vishnu Jaju sir for taking the session further.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Following the today's theme, power in India, from Earth to orbit, captures the extraordinary journey our nation is undertaking. Power is no longer just about electricity or fuel. It is about technological capability, innovation, leadership, and the ability to shape the future, both on the ground and beyond our atmosphere. And so let us begin looking upward first. So India's space ambitions are accelerating at an unprecedented pace, powered by deep tech innovation, startup energy, and strong collaboration between the academia and national agencies like Indian Space Research Organization. Representing the new age ecosystem is Mr. Tushar Jadhav, co-founder of Manastu Space. His work in green propulsion system reflects a powerful shift towards sustainable, cost-effective, and global competitive space technologies, helping propel India confidently into orbit. And as we bring our gaze back to Earth, we see another revolution underway. India is witnessing a digital transformation at unprecedented scale, from smart classrooms to impressive gaming, from AI-driven professional displays to advanced visualization system. Technology is redefining how to learn, how to work, and experience the world. Leading this transformation in the display and projection system is Mr. Rajeev Singh, Managing Director of BenQ India and South Asia. With over more than 3 decades of experience at helm, he's positioned BenQ as a market leader in projectors, gaming monitors, and professional display. Together, our speakers represent 2 dimensions of power: the power that propels India into orbit and the power that transforms lives on Earth. Let us explore how innovation, sustainability, AI, and deep tech entrepreneurship are shaping India's rise from ground to sky. In this, I request Mr. Tushar Jadhav to please address us on your work. Thank you.
Good afternoon, exactly. So, when I was invited for the IMA, and by the way, amazing work, बहुत सुंदर लगा. I didn't expect, frankly speaking, the event will be such a success, such a grand event, and such a intellectual discussion, starting from yesterday's session by Firodia sir, and the history lessons were so interesting to empower us ki what is possible, because we lost that glory, and how can we regain those strength and realize our potential to the real cutting edge technology of a space that we are discussing. So whoever had the agenda, whoever called the people, so hats off to you. And I'm so wonderful for all the interesting session. So जब मैं आ रहा था तो मैं सोच रहा था कि क्या ऐसा बताओ, मैं इंदौर में बैठ के लोग सुनने के लिए बुला रहे हैं मुझे, तो जो भी टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, और मैं 2 दिन स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, तो ऐसी क्या चीज़ बोलूँ जिससे एटलीस्ट 1 या 2 लोगों को सोचने के लिए मजबूर कर देगा, एंड दैट विल बी गुड इनफ फॉर मी टू कम हियर एंड स्पेंड दिस टाइम. तो वो सोचते सोचते मैंने सोचा कि ऐसा क्या है जो इंदौर के लोगों के लिए और मेरे लिए एक्सपीरियंस सेम है. तो जब हम गाड़ी से आ रहे थे, स्टूडेंट वॉलंटियर, सो by the way, hats off to the student volunteer, they done some amazing work, so thank you for them also for all the arrangements. So because we'll appreciate all the organizers in terms of EC committee and everything, but the unsung hero remains the students and student volunteers, so thank you to them. So वो वॉलंटियर ने पूछा कि सर मैं ऐसा क्या, आप कुछ मुझे एडवाइस दो, मैं क्या सीख सकते हो। उनको बोला कि एक ही एडवाइस लो कि किसी से एडवाइस मत लो, बट कुछ तो सीखने के लिए है हर एक के पास, तभी तो किसी ने उन सबको बुलाया है। तो मैंने सोचा कि उनको बोला कि आप उनसे अपना एक्सपीरियंस पूछो और अपना लर्निंग पूछो। तो मैंने सोचा ऐसा मैं अपना लर्निंग क्या बता सकता हूँ, एक्सपीरियंस क्या बता सकता हूँ जहाँ से एक दो लोगों को तो एटलीस्ट फायदा हो। तो मैंने सोचा अपनी स्टोरी में ऐसा क्या कॉमन है, और वो है कि जैसे इंदौर है यहाँ पे, तो मैं आता हूँ नासिक से, एंड ये स्टोरी है जब 2005-6 साल 2005-6 जब मैं 10वीं पास किया, मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं था आईआईटी बॉम्बे क्या होता है और आईआईटी जैसी कोई चीज़ होती है। 10वीं पास होने के बाद तक मुझे नहीं पता था कि आईआईटी बॉम्बे नाम की कोई चीज़ होती है, आईआईटी नाम की कोई चीज़ होती है जहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे कोई एग्ज़ाम होती है, उसकी एग्ज़ाम के लिए पढ़ना होता है और फिर आपको एक डिसेंट सा कॉलेज में आपको एडमिशन मिल जाता है। ऐसा कोई पता नहीं था। मेरी बहनें पढ़ी थी तो उनको वो थोड़ा बहुत पता था। मेरी मम्मी 7वीं पास है, पापा 11वीं फेल है, तो वो आईटीआई हुए हैं, तो आईटीआई पता था, आईआईटी तो बिल्कुल नहीं पता था। तो 10वीं होने के बाद क्या करना है सोच रहे थे। फिजिक्स के साइंस तो ऑलरेडी पसंद था, तो घर में बैठे थे इंडियन अपनी फैमिली खाना खाते, तो सब लोग तीन बहनें मम्मी पापा मैं बैठ के खाना खा रहे थे। तो दीदी ने बोला कि इसको आईआईटी में भेजते। सब लोग ऐसे एक दूसरे से देखे और हंसने लग गए, ये क्या होता है और इसको कैसे भेजेंगे, क्योंकि ये तो खेलने के लिए माहिर है सिर्फ। तो लड़की देन एक सवाल आया कि ऐसा कुछ है, थोड़ा बहुत देखा, देन एक क्वेश्चन आया। तो उसी टाइम पे एक नासिक में पहली बार एक कोचिंग आया था, विजन कोटा करके, कोटा से आया था क्योंकि कोटा में तो ये पूरा फैक्ट्री चलता था, नासिक तो बहुत दूर था उन सारी चीज़ों से। तो मैंने सोचा देखते चलो कुछ होता है, आईआईटी नाम का कुछ फैड है, कुछ देखते जाके। तो कोचिंग अटेंड किया, उसका सेशन अटेंड किया वो कोचिंग का कि ऐसा ऐसा है। उन्होंने बताया कि ऐसे 7 आईआईटी होती है, उनकी एग्ज़ाम होती है, जो दुनिया में इंडिया में बस 2-3 हज़ार लोग ही जाते हैं। चलो ठीक है, तो अपने लिए नहीं होगा। लेकिन थोड़ा देर सोचने के बाद, और जो मेरे कहने का पॉइंट है कि जब मेरे लिए लर्निंग रहा है तो एक क्वेश्चन कि व्हाई नॉट। तो क्वेश्चन है कि क्यों नहीं ट्राई करें, क्या होगा ट्राई करेंगे तो फेल होंगे, ठीक है कहीं और चले जाएंगे, कुछ तो और कर ही लेंगे ना। ऐसा क्योंकि बहुत तो उम्मीद थी नहीं लाइफ से, क्योंकि मिडिल क्लास है तो चल रहा था, चलने दे रहे थे ना, पेरेंट्स का कुछ आदत थी। गलत आदत है मत लगाओ, अच्छे लोगों के साथ रहो और अपना जिंदगी के साथ जो अच्छा लग रहा है वो कर लो। ऐसे बहुत कुछ, पेरेंट्स का कोई पुश नहीं था ना किसी पर्सनली ऐसा कुछ था। तो बस एक क्वेश्चन कि व्हाई नॉट, एंड देन वन थिंग लेड टू अनदर थिंग, पढ़ाई करने चालू किया और फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स में बड़ा मजा आने लगा। कि सोते जागते वो एक चीज थी जिससे got addicted to that, solving the maths and physics problem. So I could enjoy, मतलब I could solve the problems in the sleep also. पहले वो नहीं आता था, जब धीरे धीरे करने लगा कि वो मजा आने लगा. Then it was never about the race. So a lot of parents will talk about, because your kids are here, so a lot of parents will talk about, of course I know the topic is from the earth to space, so we'll come to there. But before we start talking about it, let's talk about our mind first and our people and our expectation first. We talked about a lot of other characteristics of leadership. So one more thing that I wanted to add was asking, inverting any situation and questioning, rather than everyone is telling why we should do it. My question is, let's start asking question, why not? Why not? Why can't India grow? Why can't we do what needs to be do? Why can't we build a very great companies from India? So that's the question. And the whole first question for me was, why can't I get into IIT? And then I focused on the basic things कि मैथ्स करते हैं, अच्छे से फिजिक्स करते हैं, केमिस्ट्री करते हैं, उसमें मजा आने लग गया. एग्जाम दिया, पहली बार में नहीं हुआ, कुछ 6000 रैंक आया, ढंग का कुछ नहीं मिल रहा था. Then the another question is, why can't I get into IIT Bombay? क्योंकि वो तो एक सपना था. Then again studied, sat at home, spent 1 year, घर पे बैठ के पढ़ाई किया, बस दिन भर रात भर पढ़ाई करते थे क्योंकि वो मजा आने लगा था. It was never about the competition, it was never about कि क्या top colleges में जाना, it was just about कि I could enjoy the process. Once you start the enjoying process, then the journey becomes a lot more interesting. So in the process of building even the startup, studying and everything, or even building a business, if you are enjoying the process, then you will not worry about the outcome. Outcome is not in your hand because. So पढ़ाई करते करते किया, so second attempt में इतना कुछ आया कि IIT बॉम्बे में barely admission लिया. एंड गॉट इनटू द एरोस्पेस, क्योंकि मैं पापा HL में थे तो बचपन से एयरप्लेन, फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट, हेलीकॉप्टर की बात चलती थी, तो वो पता था बैक ऑफ द माइंड। तो जब ऑप्शन मिला तो लगा कि यहाँ करते हैं एरोस्पेस। तो जब IIT में गए तो पहली बार देखा कि IIT बॉम्बे में स्टूडेंट्स है, जो मेरी सीनियर है, वो सैटेलाइट बना रहा है। ये 2008 की बात है, 7-8 की बात है। तो लगा उस टाइम पे स्पेसएक्स, इसरो बहुत बड़ा नाम नहीं था, स्पेसएक्स का नाम तो कहीं नहीं था यार। लोगों ने रोबोट बनाते सुना है, लाइन फॉलोअर रोबोट्स वगैरह सब बनाते सुना है, लेकिन ये सैटेलाइट बड़ी अच्छी चीज है, चलो इसको मैं काम क्यों नहीं कर सकते हम, चलो करके देखते हैं। एक चीज, one thing led to another thing, I got into the team, and then after in my 3rd year I was leading it with a simple attitude of a service. One of the important point that yesterday's sessions was talking about ki service. What can I do for the project? What can I do for the country? What can I do for my team? Just one simple question. And that if you start asking that question, you will do whatever needs to be done. मतलब lab office साफ करने से लेके कस्टमर से बात करने से लेके प्राइम मिनिस्टर से बात करने से लेके तक सबकी चीज़ है। देन यू विल नॉट क्वेश्चन कि अरे ये मेरा काम नहीं है, ये उसका काम नहीं है। कमिंग टू द स्टोरी, सो गॉट इनटू दैट एंड लाइक कि सैटेलाइट कुछ मजा आएगा, कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ है, वो बना के देखते हैं। तो बिकेम अ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर। प्रोजेक्ट बहुत बार बंद होने आया, बहुत बार रिवाइव किया, एंड इस लेवल पे किया कि 2016 में इसरो को हम कन्विंस कर पाए एज अ स्टूडेंट टू पुट आवर सैटेलाइट ऑन टॉप ऑफ इसरो PSLV रॉकेट एंड सेंड इट इनटू द स्पेस विदाउट अ पेइंग। चैलेंज वाज नॉट दैट, चैलेंज वाज ये कि मैं वो स्टूडेंट्स को ना सैलरी दे रहा था, ना ग्रेड दे रहा था, कुछ भी नहीं दे रहा था, और उनके दिन भर के जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है, सारे एग्जाम्स, एक्टिविटीज और ये सब करके 3-4 साल तक आपको IIT के 4-5 सालों में से 4 साल तक आपको वो प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना टू द लेवल दैट इसरो विल अलाउ टू पुट द सैटेलाइट ऑन टॉप ऑफ द PSLV रॉकेट। वो सिंपल था, विथ अ पैशन, विथ अ ड्रीम एंड विथ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्डिंग। बिकॉज जब आपके लिए पास देने के लिए कुछ नहीं होता, पैसा ना ग्रेड होती है, क्योंकि हर जगह पे हम प्रमोशन वगैरह की बात करें, क्या प्रमोट करूं मैं किसी को, स्टूडेंट्स है, पैसा नहीं है किसी का। सो दिस नॉन tangible factors became lot more important aspect of our leadership that time, and we could learn those things very hard way. वो करते करते सैटेलाइट लॉन्च हो गया, सपना था एक पूरा हो गया। एक IIT बॉम्बे के बहुत पुराने सीनियर थे, 60s 70s बैच के, रिटायर हो चुके थे। उन्होंने ईमेल भेजा IIT बॉम्बे एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन के थ्रू कि ये देखो बच्चों ने ऐसा कुछ सैटेलाइट बना है IIT बॉम्बे में, एक बार देखो क्या है क्या नहीं है, और एक बार मुझे स्टोरी बताओ उनकी क्या है क्या नहीं है। तो हमने उनको 2 पन्ने का स्टोरी लिख के भेजा कि क्या प्रोसेस था, क्या बनाया हमने, क्यों बनाया, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव था, एंड देन वी सेंड इट हिम। तो मैंने पर्सनली ईमेल किया था उनको। उनका रिप्लाई आता कि सन यू आर वेरी यंग, just you are finished the IIT Bombay, mind you, you guys have did something that many people even from IIT Bombay after retirement in their whole life will not be able to do those things that you guys have did into just IIT Bombay, something fabulous. But that's not the kicker part of it, because we knew it, because we didn't want to get it into the head of us. So the second part was most powerful. But he said, son, ensure that this is not the best thing that you will do in your life. And that led to the question कि why not? क्योंकि क्या चल रहा था, जब हम IIT में पढ़ भी रहे थे, प्लेसमेंट का समय आया, हर कोई देख रहा था कि कहाँ जा सकते, और सबका एक पार्ट टाइम बन गया था कि इंडियन इंडस्ट्री को गाली दे कि भाई हमारी इंडस्ट्री ने एरोस्पेस R&D में क्यों इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया, हम इंडिया में R&D क्यों नहीं बनाते, हम इंडिया में अपने प्रोडक्ट्स क्यों नहीं बनाते, हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर लेते बट डेवलपमेंट नहीं करते, रिसर्च डेवलपमेंट नहीं करते। वो फैशन बन गया था, और उसका आंसर एक ही था, जाओ अमेरिका में जॉब करो। I was like कि अगेन देन द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी इज लाइक व्हाई नॉट, मतलब कितने दिन हम गाली देंगे इंडिया को, इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीज को, उन्होंने अब तक नहीं किया। And agar as a students of IIT Bombay, where we have built those capabilities, भगवान की कृपा से हमें थोड़ा सा दिमाग भी दिया है, अगर हम अच्छे काम के लिए यूज नहीं करेंगे तो कौन करेगा? Again the same question, why not? That led to the thinking, can we build, everyone wants to get into say US में Lockheed Martin, NASA, can we build an organization of those calibers in terms of R&D and technology development in India? And this is what I'm talking about 2012, 13, 14, 15, when there was no one talking about the deep tech, no hardware, nothing. It was still edtech and fintech was very hot. That time we realized, not because of we could see कि हाँ आज ये है कल ये होगा, not we were not even planning anything, just because of a raw passion and raw interest. Why can't we build a space company or aerospace company which has a cutting edge development building in India for a global market? And thankfully ISRO has demonstrated those capabilities. So we have a lot less explanation to do that these things can be built in India. Only question is why not me, and why not we as an Indian people? We can build it in India. And that comes to the story that why can't a person from small town like Nasik can come and build a world-class company? And that's why I thought that it is very relevant for a person sitting in Indore to start thinking कि वो क्या कर सकता है और क्या वो क्या क्यों नहीं सकता वो सारी चीजें. If you start flipping your question why not, then you will get a lot of very simple sincere answer, and then everything else कैसे करना है क्या करना है 2 दिन से हम सुन ही रहे हैं कि क्या कर सकते, AI का क्या कर सकते, स्वाभाविक लीडरशिप क्या होता है, that is a very fundamental part of it. So coming to now the space part of it. So why space and why in India and why deep tech? You believe it or not, space is touching your life in a way that you may or may not realize. कैसे? घर से आप यहाँ आए, GPS यूज किया, मैप यूज किया, ये तो सबको पता है, टीवी पे पता है, बहुत सारे इंश्योरेंस वाले लोग, आपका फ्लड हुआ, इंश्योरेंस आपका सैटेलाइट से रियल टाइम इंश्योरेंस क्या आपका अप्रूव हो सकता है कि आपका फ्लड से डैमेज हुआ है, आप रीजन बताओ, एरिया बताओ, मैं आई कैन टेल यू कि how the space is touching in that area. It's like an infrastructure, it's like an internet layer, it's like an infrastructure, it is its ability to see, ability to do things from the space. And it has a potential, it has already doing it to touch almost every life in a better way. And so many development that has happened in a space has translated into the defense and then to the industrial application. And now the vice versa is also happening. A lot of like consumer electronics is going into the space electronics and disrupting the whole system. And some of the factors that is leading the change within the country, obviously the Prime Minister is very fascinating about what is happening in the space, what role India can play in the global market, and it is real implication for a common person. So it's not just the fantasy, it's not just the science fiction, it's affecting our life day to day, and potentially a lot more in coming days because of the things people are talking about data centers in space, because of availability of almost free power through solar panels, through satellite, and different aspects of it. Will it be feasible or not? Let the people figure it out. We can also figure it out. But the idea is a lot of things interesting that is potentially can touch our life is happening through space. Then why should we build in India, and why now? For a simple reason, we have been building it for so many years through ISRO. And just now time to do the startups to do those things. We have because of how the geopolitics is changing, we have a perfect time to build these deep tech technologies, space kind of technologies, and start thinking about the global markets. In last 1.5 years, we have signed some close to 12 to 15 FTAs. And it's a groundwork for a strategic collaborations. And the space is one of that junction of a strategic collaboration with the multiple countries. What do we need to do? One of the important aspects needed is the government will for any kind of these sectors. The space is at the money. Government has allocated 1 lakh crore under the IDI fund, Research Development Innovation Fund, and to take technology from TRL 4 to TRL 9. Government is setting up a lot of incubation centers in spaces there to support the startups. We startups are now very open to support any startup who is interested to come and work with us use our facility, incubate us, because we know it's an ecosystem that will thrive. So this isolation approach is not going to work for India, because we are not competing within the Indian companies. We are working with the global companies, competing with the global companies. And that's why very different model, like we talked about, yesterday talked about the Jalandhar model of a bicycle. I was fascinated with that. I mean, that is like, oh, mind blowing. I mean, that should be us taught in our MBA schools. The Jalandhar model, the Amul model, the Lizzat Papal models. Can we not have similar models for the space? Like every component supplier, every small manufacturer working together in India, serving the global market. What stops us? Nothing, just the will. And question is, why not? And that's where I'm coming to. Once we start thinking, the potential and the opportunity, everyone is talking about India opportunity. I'm saying India opportunity in the global market is unprecedented. We're just talking about India opportunity. Why can't we say Indian opportunity in the global market? And that's where we personally spend a sleepless night to figure it out, how quickly and how fast we can go there. Another aspect of that is also there in deep tech. I don't advise us founder to do the deep tech startup unless you really, really want to do it. And as bad as you want to do it as like a breathing, then do that. And anyone, any needs is needed, we as an ecosystem are there to help. And the point of telling is that deep tech is one area that is going to solve the critical problems of the world going forward. With the AI, though that process is going to accelerate. Can we build a material better for the battery storage? Can we build a better material for the heating and cooling applications? Can we build a better medicines for cancer discovery? Can we build access to the space much faster? Can we solve the air pollution with a deep tech technical solution? And the next century, you see how I have a minute just to give you how the maturity of a startup ecosystem has gone. So 2008, 2009, we had a Flipkarts of the world. 2015, 16, we have the Byju's, fintechs, and of those worlds thriving. Cut to 2025. You see, the initial was services based, then there was a technology product based, and now it's a deep tech product based. Has the industry matured? Absolutely. Are the investors maturing? Absolutely. Is there work needs to be done? Huge amount of work needs to be done. Is there opportunity? Probably never in last 50 years for a PhD person to be a startup founder or someone running masters or anything. Just someone who can ask a right question is the only basic necessary skill that you need right now. Everything else can be taught. You have AI, you have advisor, you have ecosystem. So it's time for India. If we don't do this, I think we will be the we'll lose the opportunity of next 50 years, and we are there to, capitalize on it. Whoever is ready, we are there to help also whoever is interested. Thank you.
Thank you, Tusharji, for your great words. I would now request Mr. Rajeev Singh to please take us to your presentation. Thank
you. Good afternoon. So first of all, one fact about me which was not shared earlier, and I think I should share here, that I belong to Madhya Pradesh very much. I am from Bhopal, and I have done my engineering from NIT Bhopal, which is MNIT. That was the beginning of my, professional career, so to say. I would be talking to you about the theme of the today, which is Swadeshi, Swabhavik, and Swanirmit. Now the question is that for a company like BenQ, how is it relevant? Because we are a high-tech electronics company. And so for a high-tech electronics company, product selling in India is like, you sell what you have. It's very difficult for these kind of high-tech companies to change from a situation where what you sell to the consumers and the businesses in India to evolve into a company which starts understanding about what Indian consumers really need, what Indian businesses and institutions really need, and how do we then use our technology to give those things to the customer. And then how do we change from there to a totally different situation where we start working on things that we develop in India and then we start exporting that across the world. And that becomes a success. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you about. So So my agenda is to first of all talk about that what is our vision for innovating India, and then our Taiwanese roots. BenQ is a Taiwanese brand, and you know Taiwan is synonymous with high-tech electronics. And then how we have aligned with our growth story in India, and the Make in India leadership, and the product design for India, the export journey that we have recently started, and the scaling manufacturing with India as a hub. And the next step about our R&D, etc. in India, and our vision for next 5 years. So first of all, for us, Swadeshi is what proudly made in India. We are very much there into this. Swabhavik is something that naturally tailored for Indian realities. So, you know, India is a very different kind of environment, and I'll share more about how naturally we looked at this, that what India is and what kind of products and technologies we should have for India, looking at relevance of this in India. And the Swanirmit is, of course, self-reliant and making things for India, and then being able to use it across the world and export everywhere. So first of all, what is BenQ? So BenQ we are a company which is only and only into display technology. And we all see that displays have, like we are talking about AI, and AI taking over our lives in next 6 months or next 6 years, but definitely it will take over our lives. Displays have done that already. So from a situation about 10 years back when displays used to be very limited, today we are surrounded by displays. Everything that we do, we are having one or the other display in place. Whether you talk about a mobile phone, you talk about a tablet, you talk about a laptop, you talk about a television, you talk about a LED display like this, we are surrounded by displays everywhere. This was not the situation, say 5 to 10 years back. Things were very different. So this is one revolution which is pretty much in the happening stage. Of course, we still have a way to go, but we are very much into the middle of it. We are not beginning of it. So that's the company we are. We have about 1 lakh employees across the world. We are a company which is very highly focused in R&D. Almost 33% of our R&D resources, 33% of the manpower of the company is into R&D. And like a typical MNC, we operate across more than 130 countries across the world, and we have more than 20 plus R&D centers across the world. So what we do is, first of all, our group is about panel manufacturing. So display primarily means panel. It's the LCD panel which goes into any device that you have, a mobile phone, television, laptop, all these devices, they are using primarily LCD panel. We are the third largest LCD panel manufacturer in the world. And we are a company which is based on technology. We hold a very high number of patents into the display technology. Product line that we have is monitors, and monitors for all different kind of applications. So you will see monitors which are not like a general purpose monitor. Monitor for what you actually are using the monitor for. The monitors are designed for those kind of an application. Similarly, projectors. Projectors, again, a device which was earlier there mainly into the offices and classroom. Now it is becoming very exciting in the home front. So we have multiple kind of projectors for that. And the interactive flat panel. Interactive flat panel is something which is taking over all the conference room and classrooms now, because it's like a huge big tablet which connects to all your devices, and any kind of presentation that you want to do or collaboration you want to do. These are the devices that actually you use it for doing that. So who are we? So we are #1 DLP projector brand in the world as well as India. We are the #1 4K projector brand in India as well as in the world. And we are also the #1 large size monitor brand in India. So that's where the market is going to. Now to talk to you about our growth story in India. So we basically, let's talk about the year 2010 to 2021. This has been one phase of our journey where we started innovating for India. So actually I joined this company in the year 2010. Till that point of time, we used to sell pretty much the products that we used to have in our global portfolio in India. And we were not doing anything specific to the India market. 2010 was the year when we started doing it. And then we started, 2021 was the year when we started manufacturing in India, make in India. And for our kind of product line, which is a high-tech product line, we were the first company which went into this kind of a make in India initiative, much before anybody else into this particular field. So, so looking at this, our proud journey, if I share, so we are the first brand which is doing all our product range into India. Not every model, but the majority of the model which we make, which we move in volumes, they are manufactured in India. Then, talking to you about first thing which is designed for India and engineered for the world. This is a very good case story that we have had for BenQ in India, that we developed our first monitor for programmers and coders. Now we talked about programming and coding in so many ways in this meeting earlier. So we are the company which invented programming monitors first time, and it was purely an India-based initiative. It was not done like in US, and then we launched this product in India. It happened reverse. Something that we developed in India, and then now we sell this product across India, across the world. So here for us, like the current IT pool in India, for example, the business size is almost like 282 billion. IT is one of the biggest exports that India is doing. And also we see the top companies in India, they all have a big presence. They have a big R&D centers, thousands of employees working in India. And India is also the country with second largest number of programmers. It's second only to China in terms of the number of programmers and coders. And we all know that how much this particular sector has contributed towards the advancement of our country and also the affluency of our country in the last 20 years time frame. So we did a lot of market research in India about what the programmers and coders would really like to have in a monitor, which was not available till that point of time. So coders, they work on monitors for a very long time, 10 to 12 and even 14 hours a day. So they had a requirement of different kind of requirement for monitors, which I'll talk to you later. So we did a study in the major software hubs. So we did it in Gurugram, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. We did deep study about what these programmers and coders would really like to have in monitor, which is not there from any of the brand right now. And doing that, we evolved a series of monitors where we found the issues that these people are working in front of monitor for a large amount of time. They have a lot of eye issues. They see the monitor form factor is not ideal for coding. A different kind of form factor could be far more efficient. Monitors need to have height adjustment kind of thing. These people work a lot in the night. So monitors should have something because of which the overall environment can be enhanced. So looking at these factors, we developed monitors which were very different from the current monitors. They had a different kind of aspect ratio. Normal monitors have an aspect ratio of 16:9, which is made for what? Video. Videos have 16:9 form factor, but coding is nothing to do with video. So we came out with monitors for having 3:2, 3:2 form factor, much more real estate to do programming. Then along with that eye care and these kind of technologies we put inside the monitors, and then we launched this series of monitors. Today, these monitors are sold across the world. And this is the initiative which happened in the last 3 years. So we launched the monitors about 2.5 years back in India, and within this time frame that we have started selling it across the world, and it has become one of the main product line for our monitor business. Then another thing for India was designed for India, but engineered for the world. This story goes back. This story goes back to the year 2010. At that point of time, the classrooms in India, there was no technology deployment into the classroom. And Indian classrooms used to look very different from the Western classrooms and also had a different challenge. So what kind of challenges we faced? That first of all, in the classroom, Indian classrooms are not air conditioned. During the summer time, the temperature in the classroom goes up to 50 degrees centigrade. And the normal electronic products cannot really withstand that kind of a temperature. Typically, the products that all of us make, for them the operating temperature should not be more than 40 degrees centigrades. Then it's a highly dusty environment. Dust is everywhere, you cannot avoid. And high-tech electronics fails into this kind of environment. And also, electricity used to be extremely irregular at that point of time. That means it will put a lot of pressure if you put any kind of high-tech electronic device in the classrooms, etc. So at that point of time, we developed, while the overall classrooms abroad were very different. They were mainly air-conditioned, much less dust, etc. So the products were designed for them, not for Indian kind of condition. So when we started deploying these products in Indian classrooms, we realized that the failure rate is very high. Schools were very skeptical about using these technology in the classroom. Then what we did was, looking at all these problems, we used our technology to change a lot of things into our projectors to make it suitable for the Indian classroom. So we did a lot of innovation to put a dust guard filter inside the projector. We put a capacitor to take care of the sudden power surges and power failures. Because what happens is that in case of a projector, if this kind of power discontinuation happens, then your lamp fails, projector lamp fails. And also the main board can get burnt off. All those issues got resolved. And then also we choose high tech components to make sure that we can work in high ambient temperature, like 50 degree and all. So a totally different design of product, purely looking at India market. Still not made in India at that point of time because there was no manufacturing in India for this, but designed for India. And that changed. Today, when you look at the classrooms in India, you see almost every classroom in the private segment has got a smart class. Either they have a projector or they have an interactive flat panel. So how we evolved so fast? Well, this was one of the main reasons because of which the market evolved in this particular manner. So, So we use our engineering to do a lot of things to make this happen. And here are some of the steps that were involved into this. And what this actually resulted into, what this has resulted into was a range of projectors which were then can be put in any classroom in India. It's not about metro, it's not about B or C class cities. Even in the rural areas, the projectors were able to work properly. And today, I am proud to say that we have our projectors and interactive flat panels in the more than 4 lakh classrooms working at this point of time. And the total number of classrooms in India where the smart class has come is about close to 6.5 lakhs. That means almost 2/3 of this population is done by BenQ. But reason is not the price. Reason is the innovation that we did to make our product suitable for Indian market, which is very different from the other markets across the world. Then from here to global standard that we started sending these. So India was, of course, not the only market where this innovation worked. All our neighboring countries, they had a similar kind of problem. So we could, even Indonesia kind of a market was very similar, and we started deploying these products over there. So they became a big plus for many of the big markets. Then using India as a manufacturing hub. So now we already have our manufacturing happening in 3 locations in India. It's in Tirupati, in Andhra Pradesh, where we make our monitors. Then we have in Mumbai, where we make our part of interactive flat panels and a short form factor computers. And also we have our projectors, which are manufactured in Kutch in Gujarat. So we have 3 manufacturing hubs to make our products in India already. And these products are exported from here to our neighboring countries as of now. So this process has also recently started. So we are now exporting products from here to Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and Maldives. These are the countries that we are doing it for. Then India as a manufacturing hub, what we are looking at is that it will become a regional powerhouse. Apart from exporting to the neighboring countries, we want to start exporting to the Southeast Asian countries, which are the other countries, and also the Gulf countries. That's our immediate plan. And for this, what we are looking at now is that using this facility, now we would like to have a complete new product range. So we are into monitor, we are into projector, we are into interactive flat panel. Right now we are working on developing new product line which will be primarily designed for India market, and it's not a part of our worldwide portfolio. And this will become a business line that we will design in India, will make in India, and then we'll export to India, which will be exactly reverse of how we started, where we had everything global and we were just selling in India what we had. So I think it's going to be a very big transformation for a company like us, and especially in the high-tech electronics, because in this particular field, the local value addition is extremely, extremely low. So in that situation, doing something like this for India, yeah, that really talks about how we have understood this market and how we are using this for the benefit of customers in India, as well as for the overall business for the company worldwide. So this is in short that what we are looking at in the next 5 years, which will be a very big transition even from this stage. So that was a short sharing from my side. Thank you.